Cruella comes to us from director Craig Gillespie, who directed one of my favorite movies of all time, Lars and the Real Girl. If you have not seen that film yet, do yourself a favor and go check it out. This film stars Emma Stone, Emma Thompson, Paul Walter Hauser, and Mark Strong, and it tells the origin story of evil Disney villain Cruella de Vil from the classic 101 Dalmatians. Now, I did not grow up on 101 Dalmatians. I just watched it in full this past week, checked out the live action film with Glenn Close, and didn't really care for either one of those. If you grew up on those movies, I think you care for it more. For me personally, because I didn't grow up with it, I didn't have that love and connection with it. But I think they're definitely classics for a reason. And I was very excited for this film purely because of Craig Gillespie and Emma Stone, who is one of my favorite actresses working today. And this movie is fine. The definite standout is Emma Stone, who doesn't deliver her career best performance. In my books, I still think that La La Land might be her best performance to date. But this is really close. She gives an excellent British accent. She is really good in the emotional scene. She's very good as a villain. You really are scared of her. And she has such a big presence on screen. And it's so captivating what she can do. But my second favorite part of this movie is Paul Walter Hauser. He is so funny. And he is one of the most underrated actors working today. He is this generation's Jack Black, and I will stand by that. He is so funny, and I can't wait for him to be in more movies. It seems like he's peeking his head more and more. He was in I, Tonya with director Craig Gillespie, and they reunited for this movie, and I'm so happy that he returned to work with Craig Gillespie, and I really hope that he does get more roles in the future. My biggest problem with this movie, though, is there's literally a new song about every minute to 5 minutes. They recycle old 1970s punk rock songs and they just play them all throughout the movie. There's at least 30 songs from the 70s played in this film, and it really gets on your nerves. For me, I easily spotted it within 15 minutes of the movie. Within 15 minutes, you've already heard maybe 3 songs. It's very annoying, and it was really distracting. So if you don't like that kind of new song every minute to 5 minutes, like it gets really distracting. And if you're not into that kind of stuff, this movie is gonna tick you off. Another great thing about this movie, though, is the excellent set design and costume design. This will most likely get an Oscar nomination. The set design takes you back to London 1970s era. It really does feel like the 1970s, and the costume design, aside from the dresses are one thing, but the costume design adding to that 1970s era, that it really does feel like the 1970s, and they really captured it very well. The 2 dogs in the movie are one of the most interesting parts about this movie, and it's not why you think. They are probably the best trained dogs that I've ever seen on screen. It goes back and forth from scenes where they're using an actual dog to scenes with a CGI dog, which is very noticeable, and that also ticked me off a lot. But with the dogs, they are so well trained. On one hand, they're good actors, but on the other hand, these dogs play like the best dogs that you could ever ask for, and they really were funny. And Paul Walter Hauser has a dog that he absolutely loves, and that's probably the best part about this movie. Again, Paul Walter Hauser just steals every scene. The third act is fun. It moves pretty quick. The first and second act kind of drag along here and there. You have to set up for that big third act. The third act is fun, and there's a little twist that you can probably see coming. It's nothing mind-blowing, but the twist leading into that third act made the third act really fun. This film could have easily been an hour and 30 minutes. I don't know why it's almost 2 hours and a half. There is a character that could have easily been taken out of the movie. She was there for no reason and could have definitely been taken out of the movie. Didn't add depth to Cruella at all. Didn't add anything to the plot. and could have just been taken out. And there's little things here and there that could have just really been taken out. And I just don't really understand why they had those little things. But aside from the little nitpicks I have with the annoying soundtrack and the too long of a film, it's a enjoyable time. I wouldn't necessarily say that it's a family film. If you have 10-plus-year-olds, I think that they will enjoy it. It's a bit dark, and it's rated PG-13 for a reason. But if you have older kids and you want to have a fun family time, this is a good film to check out. I'm going to give Cruella a C+. Harmless, and a good villain origin story. I do hope that they do more of these, because I would love to see one for maybe Ursula, maybe one for Jafar. All these classic Disney villains, I really think that they could have their own movies, and this is a start to a new franchise that I could see happening. Guys, thank you again so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, do give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Look forward to my series review of Mayor of Easttown. I'm enjoying that show so much right now, and I'm so excited to review that for you guys coming this weekend. Thank you guys again so much for watching. My name is Ben. People call me Meter, and I'll see you guys in the next one.